Hey, what up, everybody? It's your boy Cheeseman, and I'm about to rant again. Yep, another rant. So, I have the list right here. This is the list. It's the top 10 most hated athletes list, and I have the list, and it proves that the whole LeBron James, the whole LeBron James hate that's been going on for the last 2 years was absolutely for nothing. So, if you don't know, the last 2 years, LeBron James has been. I think last year he was number 3 on the top 10 most hated athletes, and the year before that he was number 1. And guess what? This year he's not even on the list. Now, why is that? Is it because he won a ring? Probably. And it also proves that I think the biggest reason that we pretty much hate him for no reason. I mean, the biggest thing that LeBron James did resulted in millions of dollars going to kids. I mean, that's the worst thing that he's ever did. He didn't rape nobody. He didn't kill nobody. He wasn't involved in any dogfights. He just left Cleveland. I mean, he left Cleveland for Miami. What a terrible, terrible thing to do. What a crime to do that. I mean, I think a wise man once said, I don't know, I think I'm paraphrasing this, but a wise man once said, I think his name is Joakim Noah, who vacations in Cleveland? Who wants to be in Cleveland? I mean, nobody goes to Cleveland. Like, nobody says, hey, honey, guess where we're going to go today? We're going to go to Cleveland. Everybody says they're going to Miami. So for LeBron James leaving Cleveland for Miami, to me, that's not even a crime. I mean, I would do that. Cleveland sucks. No offense to Cleveland, but I mean, that's the biggest thing that he's done, and we hated him for it for like 2 years. And then he won a championship, and I guess we love him now. But I don't know. I was just shocked that he wasn't even on the list this year. I mean, I thought he'd at least be like number 10, but I thought I would go down the list and tell you who the top 10 are and who isn't on the list that I was surprised. Also, besides LeBron James, who I think should be on the list. But I'm going to go with number 10 is Tony Romo. And, of course, I mean, the reason why we hate him is because America hates the Dallas Cowboys. They are not America's team. They haven't won since 1995. That's what Stephen A. says every day on First Take. I mean, they haven't won a playoff game since 1995 for 15 years. I think it's 15, 16 years. But number 9, Kobe Bryant, which I was surprised he was on the list because I was surprised that he was still on the list. I mean, he hasn't really done anything. I mean, yeah, he's a jerk. Yeah, he's a douchebag, but he's always been that, and I think people kind of get used to it by now. But I was surprised that he was number 9 on the list. I mean, he hasn't really done anything this year besides, tweet amnesty that bitch. I mean, that's really the only thing that he's done this year. Other than that, he's been really calm compared to previous years. But number 8 is Kurt Busch. He's a race car driver, which I know nothing about that life. I am not a race car fan. I know nothing about race car, but I guess people really hate him. I mean, I guess maybe it's because his last name is Bush, and that really sets people off. Like, Bush, what the hell? Your name is Bush. We hate you automatically if your name is Bush in this country because of all the things that George Bush has done. But I don't know. Maybe he's a dick. I've never seen him before, but maybe you guys can tell me who he is, but I don't know. And, of course, number 7 is Michael Vick. Where my dog's at? Sorry about that. I had to do that. Michael Vick. Of course, we know why people hate him. I mean, he's the worst quarterback in the NFL. No, I'm just playing. We hate him because of the dog fighting thing that was like 4 years ago. I feel like he's done everything to... He's done his comeuppance, as they say. I mean, he's donated to charities for dogs. He's done pretty much everything in his power for people to forget this whole dog thing. I mean, he was in jail for 3 years. I think people just need to move on. He hasn't really done anything. Like, I think one time he had a picture of him with a dog or something on Twitter or something. He deleted it, but that's really the only thing that he's really done. Like, he's kind of a non-controversial guy. I mean, he's really low-key ever since the dog situation. So I'm surprised he's still on the list. People just need to get over it. That's just my personal opinion. But, of course, number 6 is Alex Rodriguez. I mean, he lies. He uses steroids. He denies it. Then he uses steroids again. Then he denies it again. I mean, what's not to hate about this guy? I mean, especially because he's with Derek Jeter, and Derek Jeter is like America's sweetheart, and, he's never going to be able to be on his level, so people just hate him. And he's kind of like Russell Westbrook of baseball. Like, people just hate on him. I understand because he's a cheater and he's a liar, but yep, he's number 6 on the list, and of course number 5 is Metta World Peace. I mean, you have 2 Lakers on the list, should be 3 Lakers, but I don't know. I'm surprised Metta World Peace is on this list because he hasn't really done anything in the last couple. Like, the last thing that he did was like last year when he bumped James Harden. Like, other than that, he really hasn't done much. I mean, he changed his name. He's been really peaceful, for lack of better words, for the last year. Like, this whole year, he's been like the least controversial Laker that's been playing, but I guess people still remember the whole Malice in the Palace. They're not going to forget about that, and you can change his name to Peace, but people still going to think you crazy as hell, Metta World Peace. And he's number 5. Number 4 is Jay Cutler. Of course he's on the list. I mean, the guy, he's like Derrick Rose of football. Like, he looks depressed as hell every second. I mean, you're married to Kristen Cavallari. I mean, she's beautiful as hell, and you proposed to her. You put a ring in the mail and said, hey, want to get married? And she said yes to your dumb ass. So why are you so depressed? You should be happy as hell that somebody would want to marry your sloppy, depressed ass. Sorry about that, but I just went on a rant. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know, he just always looks depressed, and I hate him. And I'm not even a really big football fan, but, number 3 is Tiger Woods. Of course he's on the list. I mean, the whole cheating scandal, he still hasn't gotten over that shit, and that's been, like, what, 2 or 3 years ago? I don't know, he just is kind of like a dick. Like, I don't know, there's something about him, even when he smiles, he has that fake smile. He talks like a robot. Everything about him is just unlikable, and I think that's why he's still on the list. And number 2, Manti Te'o. I mean, the whole Manti catfish situation. The Ronnie Tua Yososopo, whatever that guy's name is, the longest name in history. But, yeah, I mean, people just don't like him. I mean, I think they just got tired of that whole story. Whether he lied about it, whether he got catfished, I don't know. I think that he did lie about it. But then again, he does look kind of on the slow side, so he probably did fall for it. But I still don't know. Don't really care. Don't ever want to hear his name again because I'm just tired of that whole situation, him going on Dr. Phil and every other show. But he is number 2. And number 1. Number 1 on the list, Lance Armstrong. Yeah, that's not really surprising. I mean, he is the ultimate douchebag in sports. I mean, he lied about it. He lied about doing steroids. Made a foundation specifically that, he made a foundation specifically to, make himself look good, the whole cancer thing, the cancer foundation, to make himself, look better from, he wanted to, make himself look good or whatever. I'm kind of losing words right now, but, yeah, I mean, he's just a liar. He'd sue people. And he's the ultimate douchebag, and I'm not surprised he's number 1 on this list because he's just unlikable after this whole steroid thing, and just the way that he went about it I think was wrong. And it doesn't matter that he had that foundation. I think that foundation was pretty much built on a lie, in my opinion. I think that whole thing is the whole thing is just wrong, and I think that he deserves to be on this list. But yeah, tell me who you think should be on this list. Me personally, one person that I was surprised that wasn't on this list was Dwight Howard. I thought he would actually be higher than Kobe Bryant because I think he's more unlikable. I mean, he's pretty much like an unlikable Shaq. Like he's always laughing. He never takes anything serious. He should be on this list. I think next year he's gonna be on this list. But tell me what you guys think about this list. Subscribe to my channel, like my video. Peace.